So after that pleasant Super Mario presentation, not even a presentation, just like posts online of game deals and, updates to playing design. That's just what every Nintendo fan wants. They want a brand new playing design based off the Mario characters because it's fun, I guess. But seriously, after all of that, it makes you wonder, okay, what is Nintendo actually cooking up? Because a lot of people were thinking, well, maybe because there was no Nintendo Direct in February, then maybe we'll get something in March for Mario Day. No, it really just looks like Nintendo is saving all their big guns for April 2nd when we get the brand new Switch 2 presentation. So let's get into the Switch 2 because it's everyone's topic of the day, and if that's what everyone likes to talk about, well then I'm gonna talk about it, all right? If you don't like that, well, all right. A lot of people online are saying how the Switch 2 is going to be very successful, how it's already predicting to be one of the greatest selling consoles of all time or have a great first quarter. And well, I can see that happening, but is it just a lot of hype talking? You know what I'm saying? Like every time someone gets excited for a new game or for a new console or for really anything, they seem to hype it up a lot more than it should be. Now, every time I come out of a new movie, I usually like it more right then and there than I do later on. And it usually takes me a while for it to sink in and for me to actually share my thoughts on it. For instance, I went to see the Sonic 2 movie, not the third one, I'll get there. And I came out of that movie kind of hyped. I'm like, that was awesome. That was great. And then later on, I was like, well, it has its problems. It has its problems. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Sonic fan. But come on, that movie's got its problems. Then I went to see the third one, and once again, I was like, this is awesome, bro. I can't believe it. And I was even more hyped for that one than I was for the second one. And now that it's been a few months, I still think it was an awesome movie. Maybe I've noticed a few things here and there that I'm kind of just like, we could probably do without that. However, I still think that is a great movie, and I'm not complaining. But the point is Nintendo Switch 2 going to actually be a huge success, or are people overhyping it? Because, we've had to wait so long for a new one. It's just ridiculous. It's kind of the same for the PlayStation 5. Everyone was super excited for that. You couldn't really get one right away, so you had to run out and buy it on a third-party website, and it's kind of just There's not really a lot of games on it. I feel like the marketing was pretty bad for it, and I don't know. I mean, people love the PS5, but really, how is it any different than the PS4? Maybe barely a little bit different. It's different, but not nearly as much as a console jump from the good old days, from the N64 to the GameCube. The graphics look completely different there. Now we're talking minuscule graphics when it comes to the PS5. And hey, I will be comparing the hype for the PS5 to the Switch 2 hype in this video. So what is going on, guys? Was that an intro? I don't even know. But I've narrowed this video down to 3 main points, and if Nintendo can focus on just these 3 points and just give it all they got for these 3 things, then I believe the Nintendo Switch 2 will be very successful. So the first thing Nintendo has to do in order to make the Switch 2 a success is great marketing. Now, they've done a fine job with that so far. They have the trailer for it, and I think a lot of people already know about the Switch 2. You don't have to market it too much. But what about all those people who are kind of the casual Nintendo fans? In our world, you may be like, oh, of course everyone knows about the Switch 2. But that's not true. A lot of people with Switch 1s don't even know that a Switch 2 is coming out because they're more of the casual Nintendo fan. So Nintendo has to do a better job at marketing this, and they only have one trailer. They have one simple trailer on YouTube to market this system, and that's it. Yeah, I need billboards, and I think we will definitely get more of this as time goes on. After April 2nd, their marketing is going to be crazy. At least we hope it will be. They'll just be putting it everywhere on billboards, Times Square, whatever it takes. It'll happen. It'll happen. The Nintendo Switch 2 will be shown off everywhere. That's the hope, at least. Because if people don't even know about your system, how do you even expect it to do well? You know what I'm saying? So they better do a very good job after April 2nd at promoting this. That's the point I'm trying to make here. Coming in at number 2, this system needs a lot of games, because it does not matter how good your system is. It does not matter how powerful it is or how convenient it is. If the games on the system are not good, it will not do well. Let's compare it to the Wii U and the PlayStation 5, okay? See, the PlayStation 5 has no exclusive games. I was so happy when I got a PS5. Things not staying up. I was so happy when I got a PS5, and you know, I'm still happy to have it, but it's like, wait, what games am I supposed to play on here? Because there's nothing here. There's nothing here, bro. And it's ridiculous. You want Astrobot? You want Astrobot. Astrobot is the only good game on PlayStation 5 that's exclusive to PlayStation 5. At least in my opinion. And then you go like to the Wii U. I mean, it has a few good games, but other than that, like, it didn't do that well. And it's like, maybe that's why the Wii U did not succeed. Because for one, the marketing was bad, like I just said. And 2, there were no games on it. So like, why? And sure, there were a few games on it. Like, I get it. A lot of you might be pointing out, like, Breath of the Wild was on it. That's great. But Breath of the Wild came out around the same time the Switch came out. So therefore, it was also on the Switch. So people who were like, oh, I want to play Breath of the Wild, I'm just going to go get a Switch to play that, because that can play way more games and it's just better, right? So don't come in here with your Breath of the Wild excuse, bro. Now, I'm not trying to turn this into a video about bashing on the Wii U. I'm just saying that is partly why the Wii U did fail, because there was no games and the marketing was terrible. And at number 3, my number 3 point here is that Nintendo needs to make sure there is enough systems in the stores at launch, okay? Well, I'm tired of this fighting for systems. That's ridiculous. They need to make sure that every single person who wants to buy a Switch 2 can go to the store and just get one. That you cannot have a PlayStation 5 situation, because, you know, people just fighting over the system. I was like, it's mine, get out of my way. And then they have to go on like third-party websites and buy them through like some scalper or something and pay double the price. It's stupid. It's honestly stupid. Like, tell me how that helped PlayStation. Like, how in the world did that help Sony? No one can convince me that helped Sony. Like, that was just not a good tactic. They should have just waited. They should have waited another year to release it. Yeah, people would have been upset a little bit, you know, but hey, I was upset when the Switch 2 was delayed. Yeah, it got delayed, and a part of the reason we all think it was delayed was because Nintendo thought they needed to make a little bit more, to manufacture some more before they released it. And hey, if that is the reason, I'm all for it. That is totally fine. I want to make sure I can go to the store, go to my just Target, Walmart. I don't have to wait in some huge line. I can just grab one. Like, that's just, it's stupid. It's actually stupid when I just can't go to the store and get what I want. You know what I'm saying? Wow, that sounds so selfish of me. But I'm just saying, Nintendo, it is better to make more of your product and have them like sit on the shelves and get dusty for a while than only make some and how everyone just like fight over it and stuff like that. No. You need to come up with some kind of system. And they have been saying that they're trying to stop scalpers from buying the Switch 2. They have like tactical measures to prevent that, which is great. I'm not really sure what that means. Maybe they only allow people to buy like 1 or 2 Switches. That would make a lot of sense to me. Like, and I think that's fair, because if you just limit one person to 1 Switch or 2 Switches, 2 Switches make more sense, because you might want to get one for your child, or, you know, one for yourself and one for your nephew or something like that. That's fine. If you just limit everyone to 2 Switches per person, then yeah, that's perfectly fine. That would be totally acceptable, because then there won't be all these scalpers running out, buying so many of them, and then selling them online. Yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. Just limit everyone. Or, here's an idea, just make a ton of them, and then, you know, they may not all sell right away, but over time, throughout the years, they will sell. Now, maybe it's easier said than done, but I'm just saying it is a great marketing tactic. You just can't do this. You can't just make 100 Switches and then have the world fight over them. I'm obviously exaggerating, but whatever. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. Do you think Nintendo Switch 2 is going to sell well? Do you think it's going to have a great launch? Let me know down below in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. And of course, make sure to like, subscribe. Help me out, guys. You guys are my pals, my friends. I love it when you're here. Let me know down below in the comments. I love to read them. Hey guys, if you like that video, please watch another one. Maybe this one on the screen, you know, the one right there, right now. You seen it? You seen it? Okay. Because that's how the algorithm works, and that's how I get discovered and all, but I guess you do you, you know. That's just how life goes. We all just do what we please. Okay, I'm gonna go now.